What's up? And today I'm gonna be singing a song from the Dangerous album of Michael Jackson, and it's called Remember the Time, and it's one of my favorite songs in the Dangerous album of Michael Jackson. And I haven't made videos for a long time because I was busy with my studies, and in March break I couldn't do it because I was sick. So yeah, but I feel little better. So I'm gonna start the singing right now in 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know, but you wanna try every time you see. Do you remember when we fell in love? We were young and innocent then. Do you remember how it all began? It just seemed like heaven. So why did it end? Do you remember back in the fall? Do we be together all day long? Do you remember us holding hands? Each other's eyes, we would stare and tell me, do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time when we first met? Girl, do you remember the time, oh lie, when we fell in love? Do you remember the time? Do you remember how we used to talk? We would stay on the phone night till dawn. Do you remember all the things we said? Like I love you so I'll never let you go. Do you remember back in the spring? Every morning birds would sing. Do you remember those special times? They'll just go on and on in the back of my mind. Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time when we first met? Girl, do you remember the time, oh lie, when we fell in love? Do you remember the time? Those sweet memories will always be dear to me. And girl, no matter what was said, I will never forget what we had. Now baby, do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time when we first met? Girl, remember the time, oh yeah, when we fell in love? Do you remember the time? Remember my baby, do you remember the time? 'Cause I remember when we fell in love. Do you remember the time? All in my mind, girl, do you remember the time? Oh, when we fell in love. Do you remember the time? Remember my baby, remember the time. Woo! Remember the time, do you remember, girl? Remember the time on the phone, you and me. Remember the time till dawn, 2 or 3. What about us, girl? Do you remember the time? Do you remember the time in the park, on the beach? Remember the time you and me in Spain? Spain. What about? Remember the time? Remember the time? Oh, in the park. Remember the time after dark? Do you remember the time? Do you remember the time? Yeah, yeah. Who remember the time? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope you like my singing, and thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and see ya.